Hi everyone, welcome back. Have you ever had awkward situations speaking on the phone at work? Like when the person talking to you speaks real fast and you have no idea what he or she is saying, but you still cannot ask him or her to slow down and say pretending you're on track. Or when you want to clarify some point but have no clue how to cut in on a conversation in a polite way. Well, telephone conversations in English might seem difficult if English is not your first language, especially when making business calls. However, if you learn the key phrases that are commonly used over the phone, it becomes so much easier. In this video, I put together 11 must-know phrases for professional telephone conversations. Let's get started. Number 1, could you speak a little slower, please? Americans, especially those living in the north of the country, believe that time is money. The faster a person speaks, the more time he or she will have to make more money. Therefore, do not be surprised if during a telephone conversation, your American contact talks a million miles a minute, especially business people who usually speak even faster. Instead, ask him or her to slow down. Just say, "Could you speak a little slower, please?" There is nothing wrong with the request to speak slower. You may want to explain that the connection is bad. Americans tend to understand this easier.
Could you speak a little slower, please?
Number 2, could you spell that, please? If you cannot catch the name or the address, ask the person on the other end to spell it. We want to be polite, so just as we did in the previous phrase, we will use could to start the question.
All right, great. Could you spell that, please?
Sometimes spelling is not necessary. You just need a person to repeat the word or phrase one more time. You can say, "Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say it again, please?" We use the idiom, "I didn't catch that," or "I didn't quite catch that," when we mean that we didn't or couldn't hear someone. It pretty much asks the person you are talking to repeat what they just said.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Number 4, could you hang on a moment, please? I'm getting another call. The expressions hang on and stay on the line mean that you want the person to stay on the phone.
Hang on, please.
You can say, "Don't hang up the phone," but "hang on" will be a little bit more natural to use. "Please stay on the line, I'm getting another call."
Please stay on the line.
If the connection is not really good and the call is breaking up, you can say, "We seem to have a bad connection." You can also ask a person to speak louder to be able to hear him or her better. "I'm sorry, John, we seem to have a bad connection. Could you speak a little louder, please?"
Could you speak a little louder, please? I can't speak any louder.
If you're planning to get a job in English in the near future, check out our new course. In this course, you will learn everything you need to know about working for an international company in English. You will also learn how to write a resume, communicate with colleagues, conduct business correspondence, and hold meetings. The link with the promo code is in the description down below. Sign up to reserve your spot. Phrase number 6. Can I just check that I understood you right? You're saying, this is when you can simply recap the main ideas you got and check if the other person understood you well. You can also say, "I don't quite understand." For instance, "I don't quite understand. You will send me the shipping schedule later." In this case, we don't need the inverted word order when forming a question, as we're not asking for information, but verification.
I don't quite understand.
However, keep in mind that the previous phrase is a bit more polite. This one is more straightforward, but I would not recommend using it when talking to people from formal corporate cultures. I can really imagine talking to the guy from Saudi Arabia and saying, "I don't quite understand. You will send me the shipping schedule later." Another way to double check something is to simply say, "Do you mean that?" If you are in need of some file or document, you can always put the person on hold for a few seconds until you retrieve it. You can say, "I'll just put you on hold for a moment while I get the file." Okay?
Could I put you on hold for a moment?
Phrase number 10. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We use it when we want to say that we will contact a person as soon as we have time.
And I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Keep in mind that Americans can also say, "I'll get back to you on that," as a way of politely telling you they're not interested. or it's something not important at the moment. They can also use it in reference to another person. I'll get back to you on that as soon as I hear from Jennifer.
I'll get back to you on that.
When finishing the conversation, you might say, "It was good to hear from you."
Anyway, good to hear from you.
Well, it was good to hear from you guys, even though we didn't have a phone conversation. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know which of these phrases you think you will use mostly often at work. Also, feel free to share some awkward situations that happen to you when talking on the phone. I'll see you all very soon. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.